blood dripping down the tree. Ho! Carnage shot. Oh, that blood dripping down the tree. Wow. All right. Good dog work there too. Oh man. Now there's two right here, and one jumped over and went in that hole in that sycamore tree. Oh. Well, looks like we got enough for dinner. Had some problems with this camera. This is my second kill of the day. My first one didn't even show up on the old GoPro. Man, oh man. Look, dude. Jiminy, he bled out big time. We got here, big old Foxy. Good job. Good job. I got him. I got him. Ear hold him. Wow, big old male. Alright, he'll be good. We're gonna do a little catch, clean, and cook today. Wow, Gainz. Let's bled out so bad, man. Look at that exit hole. Crazy. Dude, you can see daylight through him. Whew. Alright. Hopefully the censors don't ban us. Alright guys, as we're doing a little catch, clean, and cook, here comes the clean part. Okay, this last one that I just blew the top of his head plumb out. Hang him right here. And our squirrel cleaning buddy. Grab the knife. So you get down here at the base of the tail. Make a little incision. And you're going to find a joint. I don't know how good you can see it in there, but you can feel it with your knife. You don't want to get too aggressive with it because you don't want to cut his tail off, because you kind of need it right now to hold on to. Work your knife between the hide while pulling and the meat. Get about midway down his back, right about up where his rib cage starts, and you can feel that right here. Okay, wipe your blade off, then go in on each side between the hide and the meat, and go about as far down around his rib cage as you can. Just like that. Alright, set your knife up here, and now you pull. Nice little tricep work there. Okay, get it down. I don't pull his arms all the way out, or his hands all the way out, I should say, because what I do right now, I get right up there where his little feet are, and then I go ahead and cut the bone, just like that. Okay, I go in up under about where his armpit is, make a little incision, and then I feel my way around that shoulder bone, and you've got a little connecting bone there, and if you hit it just right, you can kind of work around it and pop it off. And then you do the same to the other side. Up and around. The one thing that you want to make sure of is if you get this on while you're cleaning it and deboning them and all that stuff, you know, right here is a gland, and it's freaking nasty. So you want to make sure that you cut around that, or if you actually get a hold of it, you know, on there, and there's a little bit left on that one, as you can see, that you trim that off. I'll show you that later. Okay, so now we have his top half done. I flip him around, stick his head up here, okay, and then I grab on what little hide was left there at the base of his rib cage, and then I give a pull. Now, if you don't have one of these, you just got two nails in a tree, you can always step on his tail and then grab a hold like that and pull up. Sometimes on these older, tougher ones, that's what I like to do anyway. Then I cut 1 foot off. That's it, just 1 foot. Okay, because I'll show you. I want to leave this one intact on the squirrel so I can hang him back up. Alright, and then I grab what he's the most proud of here, as this is a male. And I always say, I don't know why, but I've always said you're not going to need this anymore. if that's part of the cleaning process, I guess I better still say it. You're not gonna need this anymore, buddy. Okay, grab a hole, and you're just gonna take that right off. Okay, there you go, a little vasectomy for you, bud. And then I come right here, and this is really where you can tell how old the squirrel is by how tough that is to pop. That bone, that hip bone. And that one wasn't too bad. So now I make sure not to puncture any guts. I'm down to about his rib cage right now, and cut through some ribs. We come up on the side here. Okay, take his sides off. Alright. Take the other side off. Okay. And work down. Now, grab a hold underneath his kidneys right there, and then you'll be able to stick your knife right along his backbone and take all those entrails right out. Sometimes it comes out real nice, sometimes it don't. Okay, I always grab a hold of his liver, and I take that because my wife loves to eat livers. I'll show you that. It's got a little work yet to do on it. Alright, and now I broke his back. Well, the dog broke his back right here. So what I'm going to do, there's not much on the rib cage anyway. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to pop that right off. So there's your whole top half. Give it a fling. Alright, and you're back over here. Now, still with your leg in the holder, you're going to go, and that's right where his tail was, and we're going to pull the leg out, and you'll be able to follow that up the back, and right there you can see is where the leg bone meets the backbone. So you got to kind of work around it a little bit, and then voila, pops right off. Okay, same on the other side, except you're going to be holding on to his back. Get all the way up, voila, and I take this and I pop the lower part of his backbone off because there's nothing there, and there you have the back. Then all you're left with is one leg. Make sure you cut the foot off. A lot of people use big scissors or side cutters for that, and you can do it too. And there you go. Clean fox squirrel. That's how we make wild Gainz. Alright, so now we're going to work them up. Okay, all of our quartered up pieces. This is the front leg, and right there was that part of that gland I was telling you about. I just grab that and chop that off. And then I always like to make incisions down to the bone. Just kind of helps when we cook it. Kind of get some little bite-sized pieces that way. Just kind of helps cook it through. Put that in our bowl. Okay, now here's one of the best parts, the back leg. And a lot of people say that hair sticks to squirrel meat. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a little bit of hair on there. It's not too bad. It's really not the meat that it sticks to. What you're seeing here around the squirrel leg, what looks like fat, is actually like fascia tissue. Okay, so what holds the muscle groups together, just like in us. So what I like to do is grab a hold of that, and then you can kind of peel some of that off, because that's what makes squirrels tough. Everybody thinks they're so doggone tough. Well, when you pull that stuff off, then you're just left with the meat. And sometimes whenever you clean them, that comes off with the hide, but sometimes it doesn't. And there's a little bit of fat on there too. But anyway, I peel that off. That's why I always carry a paper towel right there. Alright, now on your back leg, you want to go back behind his knee, and there's a little white spot right there. Let me show you. Cut down to the bone, And right in there is a little gland too. And what I do is I just grab a hold of that and cut it out. Okay? And then I score it down to the bone there. On top of the leg, 1, 2. And then right there, I do one, and ta-da. It's all cut up. Now, on to my wife's favorite part, the liver. Only thing you really have to do here is it's got this little bag on there. You want to tear that out because that's full of bile. Sometimes it busts, sometimes it doesn't. And there you go. There's a nice liver. And onto the back. I do the same thing I did on the leg, the back leg. I take that white membrane off. And I do that, I just make a little cut to give me something to grab a hold of. And then I peel it all the way back to the backbone. And then I cut that off. Repeat on the other side. Sometimes I can just get a hold of it. You don't have to get all of it off, but you got to get enough of it off. As much as you can. Cut that off. There you go. And I do make a couple of scores down through there too. And there you go. Cut up squirrel. Wild Gainz. Alright guys, so we got our squirrels in our bowl here. With salt water. Drain all your water off. Okay, come over to your pressure cooker. I put a little something or another in the bottom. That's a little lid off the jar just to keep my grate out of the water. And then you lay your squirrel pieces in there. You don't need to worry about seasoning or anything right now. These are raw squirrels. Sometimes I fry them first and pressure them. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. That's a pretty good way of doing it though. Okay. I do not put the livers in the pressure pot. That's not necessary. Alright. Turn her on high. I'm using an old school pressure pot. That's what I like the most. There we go. And I will set it on here. 15 pounds of pressure. And once it starts jiggling, I'll leave it in there for about 10 minutes. Alright, we've been jiggling for about 10 minutes, on and off. What we do is go ahead and turn the heat off, and we want to release the pressure, and you grab and pull. Smells like boiled squirrels. Back in a minute. Alright, now we kind of test and see. They're very, very, very tender. Just perfect. Lid out of the way here. And what I want to do before I handle these anymore, I've cleaned the sink out real good, and I just simply dump out all of the water and all the pressure pot components. And towel, dry us off a little bit, set it back on the stove. This is going to be a good old-fashioned one-pot meal here. So what I'm going to do is crank the heat back on. Hey! It's my boy's favorite meal. Squirrels. And we will let these cool off for a bit. Won't take them long. And I'll show you the next part here. We're going to take our bowl and we will get 1 egg, a little bit of buttermilk. Okay. Put our 1 egg in there. Just a whole egg. Nothing too fancy. Get our buttermilk. Shake it up. And put, I don't know, it's about, that should be about right. Or maybe a touch more. As many squirrels we got, and then we're going to mix that up. So I will grab a fork, and I just beat this up real good. Back in a minute. Alright, now that you got all your stuff mixed up, you got your squirrel pieces cooled off, at least much where you can handle them. You're going to take them, put them in your buttermilk and egg mix, just to give them a good washing with that. And I just kind of lightly turn them around. I do this because once you boil them or you pressure a raw squirrel, none of your flour is going to stick to it. And I've got a pretty good mix of flour and just some salt and pepper, but now's the time to season it with whatever you want. But that's what I do. I got my grease on. I always leave it up pretty high. And you bread these and simply drop them in and watch the magic begin. Okay. Do another one. Should've got a bigger bowl. Oh well. I'll load this up real quick. Okay, so once you see that they're kind of getting brown on one side, just go ahead and flip them over. Remember, all you're trying to do here is just get a good coating on them, a good crust on them, because they're already cooked all the way through from the pressure cooker. So they're already cooked. We're just trying to get a good golden crust on them. One thing I like about frying in this pressure pot like this, I'm doing the frying second in here, is that it's so big and it's such heavy metal that the grease doesn't get too hot, even though we have it turned up all the way, so you don't ever burn anything. So anyway, we'll give those about 2 minutes on the other side and take them out. Okay, been about 2 minutes on the other side. We're going to go ahead and take these guys out. Drain them real good on my nice favorite platter here. Some paper towels. See, man, they're so tender. We'll get all these out and do round 2. And I'll catch you guys